Welcome back, viewers at home. Winter Warmth Project is all about providing essential items to those in need, from blankets to soup packets. Now, each winter warmth package costs around 400 rands. And Leila Samira Khan, member of the Caring Women's Forum and co-head of the CT branch, is here to share how you can help bring warmth and care to those facing cold and harsh nights. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining me tonight.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for having me on your show tonight. I really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Now, just to get started on our conversation, can you tell us more about, Caring Women's Forum and what really inspired or what is the inspiration behind the project?
So, Caring Women's Forum was started about actually 30 years ago, in 1995, as a means for women to find a sense of community in an area called Houghton in Johannesburg. It's 30 years old now, and it's branched off into different areas in Johannesburg. And we also have members in Cape Town and Malawi.
Amazing. And what was the inspiration behind the Winter Warmth project?
So I think Winter Warmth is a targeted seasonal project. And we know with climate change and stuff like that, it's winter tends to get harsher. We can also prepare for it in a sense that we can start with these winter warmth projects where we provide essentials for people who otherwise wouldn't be able to have access to those, because I think in certain circumstances, you have to decide between buying a blanket or buying food.
Mm.
So the approach behind it was also just to provide dignity to people who, and it looks after children, elderly, people from low income housing as well.
Hmm. And with that being said, what are some of the most essential items that you distribute, and what criteria is used to determine which items are of essential need at the time?
So, for example, in Cape Town, an essential need in Cape Town is shoes, because you need waterproof shoes because it rains a lot during winter. So, I would say for our Cape Town branch, shoes are essential, because if your shoes are wet, you wet, you would just feel cold. Of course, blankets are also essential. So, I think for the Cape Town branch, I would say blankets and shoes.
Amazing. And with that being said, in terms of us now, contributing to this beautiful cause, how can we go about that? And most importantly, are other items welcomed?
Of course, of course. We welcome clothing donations, we welcome blankets, anything, scarves, beanies. We also in our winter warmth package for Cape Town, also inserting a soup pack mix. So we would accept any of those donations. We also accept monetary contributions. And if corporates want to join in and kind of create their own winter warmth, and we can assist them with that as well.
Interesting. Now, Leila, how can the Warmth Project extend its impact beyond immediate relief to become a drive force for broader societal transformation and consciousness?
Well, I think once people are warm and looked after, it opens opportunities for other things, as in healthcare, job, whether there's job opportunities, housing, that kind of thing. So I think it does lend itself towards that as well. I think once, because this is the first step, and to ensure that the essential needs are met.
Mm. And we all know that in every community there are people who are in need, especially as you mentioned earlier on that, winter months or the winter season is quite brutal and it has very long nights at that. Can you share with us with regards to looking at the project? Can it serve as a model for other, communities looking to combat homelessness or poverty?
Definitely. And like I said, because it's a project that takes place in winter, it's
Hmm.
targeted. So we know leading up to winter, you need to prepare, and how you prepare is you ensure that, this project takes off, and so that you hand over by
Mm.
by July or so. The other thing is also, I mean, it's a community engagement project, so you can get schools involved, you can get corporates involved, and that sort of thing. Also, it becomes, like I said, a gateway to broader services. So whether it's job opportunities or healthcare, and maybe housing as well.
Mm. And also, what steps can we take as a society in addressing the root cause of homelessness and poverty, since we're seeing that, this is actually at the heart of, a winter warm project?
Yeah, well, I think that's such a broad issue, in terms of us combating it. And I think um, if you think of it in such a big, vast issue, I think that becomes a bit difficult to tackle. So I think what we do is where each person can make a difference. So, for example, with this project, if you take things and you do it I mean, everybody can make a difference. Whatever you know, however big or small the donation is, makes a huge difference. So I think it's just one step for us to enable that everybody lives with dignity.
Mm. Hmm. And for viewers like myself, tuned in tonight and just hearing our conversation, what's the most important thing you'd like for us to take away from our discussion tonight? And most importantly, where can we, send in our donations and contributions?
So the bank details are up on the screen, and if you require any further information, you can contact me on 082
Mhm.
374 3018, or you can contact Farah on 078 0786 200. And I just wanted people to take away that, it's winter is harsh, and it's harsh for everybody. And think of those people who don't have anything, who don't have blankets, who don't have gloves and shoes to keep them warm. And these are the people who work, who have to take a taxi at 4 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, so it's just extending, service towards people, towards humanity.
Mm. Jazakallah so much,
And
Leila.
it's just, and the takeaway is just to think about others.
Lovely message, lovely message. Jazakallah so much for that. And Jazakallah so much for joining us tonight, Leila.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. I
Amin,
appreciate it.
Amin. Viewers at home,
Okay.
that was my conversation with the member of Caring Women's Forum and the co-head of the CT branch, who goes by the name of Leila Samira Khan. But viewers at home, hope you guys, took down her details and her number at that, and just get in touch with her in terms of how you can send in your donation or your contribution to this beautiful project. For now, let's head over to a net break. We'll see you just after this.